Come on, let's do it. Finally, got a nice dump of rain overnight into the morning, on and off. Looks like it just stopped now, but it's coming in spurts. We need that water, man. The ground needs the water. And it's nice and cool out. It's going to be October soon. One of my favorite times of the year, the fall in the Hudson Valley. And it's cool out. I've got a guest coming over around 4 o'clock. It's 1 p.m. now. So I want to put a quick pot of soup on the stove. Always nice on a cool, sort of rainy on and off day. Someone pops in. Hey, want a little bowl of soup? Carrot ginger soup. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Okay, I got a bunch of prep ahead of me here. All these carrots. I think I told you on a prior episode, I harvested all my carrots back like in August. I probably should have waited. Some of these were the Nantes short, so that's like a full-size carrot. But some of these, I also had a longer version. I ate most of the large ones. Some of these would have grown more if I left them in the ground. It was a preemptive mistake because you can leave carrots in the ground, mulch them over. The good news is I have a whole new succession planting out there now that should be coming up soon. We'll grow right through October, November. I'll mulch them over and just let them sit in the ground over the winter. But these have been holding up pretty good. I've been using them for all sorts of things. But now what I want to do is just, some of these, too small to really try to do much with. So I'm just going to puree them into a soup. They need a good scrubbing. Some of them are too small to really try and peel, but I'll take a little of the peel off. I'll take the cruddy ends off, and I'll get those all prepped up. Shallot, gonna use a combo, right? Dutch red, French gray, ginger. It is carrot ginger soup, and I pulled one little spicy chili. So I will prep and see you all at the stove. Got my saucepan on the stove here. Let's get some butter in there. Tablespoon and a half maybe. And maybe I'll splash just a hint of avocado oil just to keep the butter from burning. And in the back here, I've got, this was 1 cup chicken stock. I think I mentioned it. This was that chicken stock with the roasted backs, the fennel, the leek greens. And what I did is I used 1 cup of that because it's a pretty robust stock, and then 3 cups of water. So it mellowed it down beautifully for this soup because we really want to taste the carrots. All right, into our melted butter, shallot. And these were the two. The Dutch red and the French gray, a little bit of each. This could be onion, but I've got all these shallots. I've been using them pretty much in place of onion. Get some wood on that. Let's give that 30 seconds, not even, and then we're going to get the rest of our veg in. Well, not so much veg, our ginger root and the chili pepper. Got everything kind of finely chopped. This is going to get pureed. More than likely in the blender. I'm still hunting around for that blade. I think I'm just going to get a new immersion blender. That one's from the Stone Age anyway. Great aroma. Shallot, a little bird chili, and ginger. Beautiful. Could add some garlic, but I'm thinking this is a nice enough combo. Incredible. All right, let's put our carrots in. Now, what I did is I scrubbed the heck out of them. I did not peel the outside because these are grown here. I don't use anything. I mean, most root vegetables, you're concerned about what's in the soil, what kind of toxic fertilizers and pesticides and all of that. So try to buy all your root vegetables organic if you can. Carrots, potatoes. But I grew these here, so I didn't peel them because I'd lose too much carrot on those little ones. I just scrubbed the heck out of them so that there's no dirt clinging to the outsides. And if there's a little, they look a little brownish, I don't mind. It's soil, it's minerals. But I cleaned them real well. Just gonna give this a minute, get everything sort of sauteed up, and then we'll add our stock. Alright, let's add it in. Now I can crank the heat up. Bring this to just under the boil, turn it down, and just let it simmer away till our carrots are nice and tender and ready to puree. Alright, we're almost up to the boil. I'm going to put in a couple of big slices of orange peel. Try to get just the orange. Oh, this is a little white. The white's a little bit bitter, so try to shave just the orange. Orange and ginger is a great combo. Those are going to come out before we puree. Think of them as like orange bay leaf. Okay. It's just under the boil. I can see bubbles coming up, so I'm going to turn it down and just let it simmer away. Good half hour, maybe an hour. See you in an hour. It's been at least an hour, close to an hour or so, I'd say. I lost track of the time because I ran up to a neighbor's house. But what I forgot to mention is I brought it up to the simmer. I did season. I did add salt and pepper. And then I covered it, left it here, took off. Let's get the orange peel out now. The carrots seem nice and soft. I'm going to taste one in a minute. Just want to get the orange out. How many did I add? I don't even remember. And I am sorry to report the blade is nowhere to be found. So we are going to use the blender. So what I'm going to do now, let me test one of these carrots for tenderness. But this is really hot. I just turned it off. And what I am going to do is let this cool a little before we put it in the blender. It's too hot right now. So let's taste the carrot though. Nice and soft. Infused with all the flavors, the ginger. And you know what I really taste in the carrot is the orange peel. And that's why we want to get it out now, because it's got its flavor in there, but we don't want it making this soup bitter. So I'll get all these pieces of orange peel out. I think that should do it. There's one. Should have counted them, but they also kind of break in half in here. I think I got most of them. If one little corner gets blended in, I don't think that's a tragedy. So there you go, and it looks like I did cover it because I had to run out and I didn't want all the liquid evaporating. But it looks like solid to liquid ratio, we're going to get a nice blend. You know, you can always thin it out with a little water or stock, or you can thicken it after it's blended by just simmering more. The liquid. This is going to be absolutely delicious when blended. I'm going to let it cool for a little while, and then we'll see you over on the board with the blender out. Alright, this has cooled off considerably. Been actually a couple of hours. Decided to get some other stuff done. No sense toying with hot blender contents. Not worth the potential damage. Alright, let's get some liquid in here now. Looks like it's going to be a double batch kind of thing. solid in there. And we'll do this in 2 batches. Now remember, even though it's cooled down, I'm gonna crack this. A little air. I don't want to vacuum. We're gonna use the ice crush. Get this on low. I'm looking over there for my other pot. I think this is the smaller pot, but I think it will accept everything when it's blended. So let's put this in here. Nice thick consistency. I think we are going to wind up adding a little water. Okay, let's do the second batch. Alright, I'll spatula the rest of this out and meet you back at the stove. We're going to add a little water and cook it down. It's kind of thick. I added some water to the blender. This way I could get what was stuck in the bottom there. But before I even add the water, let's do a little QC. It's actually got a very nice consistency, but it's not quite a soup right now. I want it a little thinner. Oh, you see, once you blend all those flavors together, that's when these soups come together. You know, I was tasting pieces of the carrot, but once you blend them up, you get the full mesh of flavors. How's that? I might go just a touch more water. Man, it's got, you know, ginger is zingy to begin with. Ginger has its own spice, but remember we used that little bird chili in there. It's got a nice kick to it. Yeah, and the water's mellowing it down a little. So now, I tasted it. I told you I'd seasoned it before, but now that we're blended, touch more salt. A little crack of pepper. I lost track of which spoon was which, but this was strictly a dipping spoon, so. Not that it matters, it's just me here. The guest is, we had to reschedule for tomorrow. So the soup will get reheated or maybe even frozen. We'll see. Yeah, that's the consistency I want. And the water mellowed things down a little bit. Just put this in just because it's in the blender. Let's just use it up. All right, final taste. I've got the flame on just to bring it back up to heat. I mean, this could also be a cold soup now that I'm tasting it. But again, it's a chilly, rainy day. Gonna heat it up. I'll go grab a bowl. We'll set it up and give it a taste. Let's get some of this in our bowl. Get a towel here. I want to get over the thing so I have minimal bowl cleanup ahead of me for serving. Nice little bowl full. Let's dress this up a little. I've got some plain whole milk yogurt here. Just opened it. I love that cream layer on top. So let's get a little bit of that. I got some toasted sesame seed here, which has just been hanging on the counter, left over from various other recipes. And then for a little green color, You could use whatever you want. Parsley, I just ran out. It's getting late in the season, but I got 1 or 2 nice fresh dill plants out there still going at it. So let's tear a little dill up. These wispy leaves with that fresh dill flavor. And let's do one. Let's put this like so. Carrot ginger soup. Let's give it a taste. We get in here, get a little nip of the yogurt with some sesame seeds, a little fresh dill, spoonful of soup. Oh, that's absolutely lovely. Here's the thing. There's a definite bite to this soup between the ginger, that red pepper. It's not hot, by the way. It's not like spicy where you can't eat it. But it's got a definite zing, a definite little kick. However, the yogurt slides right into that beautifully. This is a great soup. A little sad to see all those carrots go. They've been sitting in that bag since late August in my fridge, and I've been using them one by one. They have great storage potential. But I should have left some in the ground. Now I've got 3 rows of new ones that should be sprouting up anytime soon. Hopefully they'll grow through November. Good cool season crop. Great soup. I'll see you all for the next episode. Come on, let's do it. Alright, so much for the carrots. Now I got to deal with these. From this morning, I got a whole drawer full of them.